that people don't hear us before we go live.
Look how she acting, everybody. You see how she acting. You see me sitting here calm and quiet. She like, you see, we live. And I'm glad people came. Look. There she go. Look at her. Look at her. Go. No. Go ahead. Keep it going. What was you saying again?
I can't stand your ass.
I wasn't even doing nothing but sitting here just being a child of God.
Oh.
You going to hell.
Really?
Anyway, welcome to Hot Topics Talk Radio TV with me and Yvonne Baker.
And I'm the one going to hell. Don't make no sense. Hi, everybody. I'm here.
We haven't even gotten to 5 minutes of the show yet.
I'm here too, everybody. Miss Yvonne, the lovely Miss Yvonne, and the beautiful, wonderful Miss Tony Breedlove, and how she treats.
Whoa.
Thank you.
So I'm Tony gets high billed and I'm down here on the ground. The lovely Miss Yvonne and the beautiful.
First of all.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
So now people see how we bicker.
As you can see, it's always 2-on-1. So this is what I got to deal with.
Top liver. I'm just top liver.
No, you're not,
okay,
Yvonne.
Let's start this off.
No, you're not.
Start this off.
It's Chris who has a big issue.
She started it up. It's Chris who has a big issue. Come on, y'all. I need y'all to get it together tonight. The show done started.
I need to get it together tonight.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You have your wonderful host, Tony Breedlove, who can be mean as hell sometimes. And then you have the lovely Miss Yvonne. Just so beautiful, so eloquent. Look, I couldn't even say it because I know I'm going to get some crap anyways. She can't stop talking. Always got something to say, but wonderful and a pleasure to have. And then you got your boy Chris, a.k.a. KB. What a wonderful night it is. Hello, ladies.
So that's what we need to do to get him to do the intro.
Oh, shoot. Yvonne, you were supposed to give me that. You were supposed to give me one of those.
No, I'm just a lovely Yvonne.
Yeah,
the beautiful, wonderful host.
Well, let me say hello to Jacqueline, because Jacqueline is the first one to make it in. As a matter of fact, Jacqueline can see through Chris's bullshit.
No, she see y'all showing y'all ass. That's what she see. Y'all showing y'all ass tonight. Mm-hmm.
We haven't even started.
Oh, no, trust me. The show started a long time ago. Welcome to the show.
Oh,
listen, hold on. Let me go in and clear the air real quick for Miss Yvonne.
No.
That is such an evil laugh. OMG.
No.
So look. We might sometimes offend people, and it's not what our intentions are. We love to have a great time on this show. So hopefully when you watch this show, you could appreciate what we're trying to do. It's not easy doing this, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes we have to dig deep. We gotta bring it every night, bring some good energy. And you know what? We might not always say the right things that make you feel good, but at the end of the day, it's what we're trying to accomplish. So hopefully you'll continue to enjoy this show and not be offended at all. Shouts out to all of our fans and everybody that watches. Please make sure to call your baby mamas, your mamas, and everybody. Make sure they tune in right now. Thank you for watching. Go ahead, Tony.
Okay, good night.
Hey, and that was me being good right now, Yvonne.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll accept that.
Okay.
Really? You're gonna accept that?
Look, the shit started. She is such a shit started tonight. Do you see that?
You do it every week.
Tony, I told you.
A lot of people don't know, but a lot of people don't see what goes on before we start these shows.
And what goes on, Tony?
Me and Yvonne.
What?
That's right. You be attacking us.
Oh my. First of all, I come on this show spreading prayers. So all you wonderful ladies on here, I want to thank you for always being as courteous and as kind as you always are. And then when we get on the show, y'all start talking to me like as if I'm the brother down the street that don't pay rent and I rent from you. That's how y'all treat me every week. Some weekends I want y'all to be nice to me and be honest. That's it.
We're always honest.
Mm-hmm.
Really honest.
We're going to see how honest y'all are tonight because this is a topic for you.
We're not starting no shit tonight with you.
Then that means you better get your shit together.
All right, so.
Anyway.
Look, you ever say something and you ain't sure if you were supposed to say it, but went over good, so you like, yeah, I said it.
Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight here on Hot Topics Talk Radio TV with me, Yvonne Baker, and what's his name, Chris Smith.
Yeah.
So tonight we're going to be discussing something that Yvonne had posed to me as a show topic, and I think it's a really good one. I think it's a really good one. Without Yvonne, we couldn't do this show, but with Chris, anyway.
You see how they treat me.
But for real, they both give really good topics. They really do. And tonight's topic is asking the question, are you happy being single? So I want to ask first, before we even get started. Oh, hey, Kim Williams. I want to get started by asking Yvonne, why that question? Why that topic?
Well, we always talk about being single, being married, and all this stuff. But, when you're single, you have to learn how to be single.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you have to learn how to be married, you have to learn how to be single. And a lot of us single women, we just go with the flow. We don't try to learn ourselves what makes us happy, what makes us sad. So when you're coming out of a relationship, going into that single
territory,
it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
And you're kind of wondering, all right, so now that I'm single, what do I do now? So normally what women do, or men, is they start just going out and they just, get butt wild and start, partying and doing all kind of crazy things, or they sit around the house and mope.
Yeah.
So, what you really have to do, I've been single a long time. Do I love being single? Sometimes, most of the time. But I'm comfortable with myself being single.
Okay.
Now, do I want to be married? One of these days.
Okay.
Like
she said.
Huh?
Do you really want to be married? Because it's a lot of your freedom that, you become used to, that you would give up.
That's just it. Being single, I've lived the free. I've had all the freedom.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask, because not saying that you're old, but at the end of the day, as you get older, how much freedom do you need at this point? I mean, you should have already pretty much done all your partying and going out and hanging with your girls and doing all that stuff. And not to say that you can't continue to do some of that, but I mean, how often do you really need to do it after you pass a certain point in your age?
And you know what? That's just it. But the thing is who's to say how much freedom do you need?
Okay.
To that individual person to know, okay, I've had it. I've done. I've sown my wild oats, so now it's time for me to start looking for a guy or a woman. And so, but it's basically up to that person to figure out, when it's enough.
I agree.
And a lot of single people, what they do is because, you know, the loneliness overwhelms them. They don't, you know, want to be by themselves. So what they do is they start, they settle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just so that they can be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Um, I had somebody tell me the other day that have never, you know, the marriage is bad. The marriage is like, they've been married 3 years. The first marriage was 30 some years. You know, uh, the wife died,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got into another marriage. Now the woman is, they've been married 3 years, and it's like she's not even, she don't want to, she don't, there's no respect to her husband. She wants
Yeah.
to go and, um, like during the holidays, she was going a month out
Mm-hmm.
of town. And
Really?
her husband here,
And she's married?
and she's married. Then, you know, now she wants to go to hang out with her sister for a week. And he's like, you know what? You're married. Your sister is single,
Mm-hmm.
so you can't do the same things your sister does. So you know, so some people just go and jump into a situation that they really should have kind of thought about, saw
Yeah.
what that person was about.
So the obvious elephant in the room for me is Chris. Not calling you an elephant, KV, because you know I love you.
You know, I'll tell you
Gotta
like this.
get
I've
back
gotten
to
so
you.
many insults from y'all ladies tonight. I just roll with it. It flies right off my chest, and then I keeps on going. So, you know, I think commenting or going off of what Yvonne was talking about, you know, and I was glad you actually brought in men with it as well, because I do believe that at certain points you kind of just roll with it. And sometimes when you step out of a situation, it's kind of an evaluation type period. So you need
Mm-hmm.
to redefine and figure out who you are. And I think women probably do it more than men. Men, we just kind of just go with the flow, and whatever is in front of us that day is the way we're going. And
Right.
I think to a certain extent, a lot of people need to actually slow down when it comes to that. But then, I mean, you also have to look at a few different factors. I mean, you talk about depending on where you are within your life. So, you know, you could be in your late 20s or your early 30s or your
Mm-hmm.
early 40s or late 40s and 50s. And your definition of what you want can be completely different than what you thought it was a couple of years ago. So
Exactly.
it's just one of those things that depends on where you are within your life and what you're looking for. I know a lot of people as they get older, they're more looking for settling down and wanting that companionship. I know for a lot of men, especially black men, as they get into the older years, that's usually when you can get them to kind of settle down and kind of know more.
So Jacqueline
She
said
said, "I'm
yes
shutting
and
that down immediately." Well,
no.
I'll tell you why I say that. And most of the time, if that man doesn't want to settle down, it's actually because he's coming out. He's already out of a situation, so he's probably in that stage of where you were, where you said, "Maybe I'll get married one day." But to him, it's probably like, "Hell no, I'm never getting married again." And you have to understand, because you can be in certain situations and it just didn't pan out the way you expected it to.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for men, especially myself, it's like I can be disappointed with how marriage presents itself and actually how it plays out. Because I can't say that all marriages are like this, but I just know that both parties have to continue to grow. And if they don't, that's when it's very frustrating. And I don't agree with sticking in a situation and watching it play out the whole time while you suffer and you're miserable.
I
I
agree.
believe in cutting it loose and figuring other things out. And I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but just to me, I just know that that's why a lot of people would prefer to stay single, because they don't want to deal with the bullshit they dealt with within a marriage.
So can I ask you a question based on your status now?
Sure.
Okay. Because I do want to be respectful. Okay.
Let me tell you something. You can't ask this question live and think that I'm gonna say, nah, I just want to be quiet tonight.
Just don't roll that like
You
that.
just gotta come right out. See, that's the beautiful thing about me. You just roll with it, and I keep it going.
I know, but still, you know how we go back and forth. I don't want you to think that it's a dig or anything like that. I don't want you to think that, because, like I said, I still am respectful. We play a lot, but I don't want to step outside, my boundaries.
I appreciate it.
With you being recently separated and now going through an impending divorce, how do you feel about now being thrust into singlehood, after being married for so long? And do you even look at a possibility of someday then resettling down and remarrying at this stage in the game?
I would honestly say I had a bunch of different emotions about it. I'll say in the beginning, I was more like, hell no, I'm never getting married again. Because it was just more of, and not even the person, but just more of the ideal of marriage to me has changed. So in my eyes, I don't really see marriage as the biggest part of the relationship. I see the biggest part of the relationship is the continuance of the growth that you go together. And I know that with time, there's always these battles where you fall off and you have to refigure each other out to balance everything back out. But I honestly don't believe that marriage is what makes that happen. I think it's just a true commitment to a person that can make that happen. Now, at the end of the day, when you ask me would I get married again, the way I look at it now, I would. I definitely would.
But you know what I find interesting is when you first start responding to the question, you use the word as marriage as being the crux of the issue. And it's not the crux of the issue. The marriage is not the issue. Marriage is not the problem.
Right.
It's the people who are in the marriage that could be a problem.
True, but also at the same time, you have to understand with being married, there are certain expectations that come with it. So it's almost like unsaid rules. So once you get married, you can't disappear for a few days and just come back. Like no one should have to tell you that. You just know because I'm married, I know I can't do that. Right. So it's not that marriage is the problem, but there are certain expectations that you expect once you are married. And if those aren't being met, then there's a lot of frustration with that. So that's why I said it's not, you can say it's the person, but you can also say it's the expectations within the title of what you have that also can play a factor within the relationship.
Okay, so what do you know now as a newly single man that you didn't know as a single man before you were married?
And I have to be careful, mind you, because like I said, there's no digs to anybody.
Yeah, because that's not what we're trying to do.
Yeah, right. It's more so you learn more about yourself. So what I've tried to do is more focus on me and my problems or the issues that I know that I have, because regardless of the person you're with, you still have to make adjustments on your end so you don't take that same shit to the next relationship.
Exactly.
So one thing I've tried to do is be more mindful of being understanding of what's being said to me. So regardless if I agree with it or not, still receive it, take it in, and if it's coming from that person, apologize. Because I think at the end of the day, you never have a right to tell somebody how they should feel. If those are their feelings and they're telling you this is how they feel, you have to respect it and just say, you know what, I apologize. Okay, or that's all, I understand. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to own it, but you have at least, it's kind of like you need to internalize it and really try to see what's actually being said. Now, one thing I will say is when you're sure of yourself and you know what you bring to the table, then there are certain things that you will take in, but you'll say, I know better than that because I'm better than that. And I know that I offer more. But that comes from when you know yourself. And a lot of people, and Yvonne, I know this is kind of where you were touching on it. Sometimes when you're in these relationships, you lose yourself. That's why when you get out of it, you have to find yourself. You have to figure out who you are at this point because you haven't been you, you know?
Yes, exactly.
So now we're all single here, right?
Okay.
So What's the best part? What's the best part of being single, Yvonne?
I don't have to account for every move I make, to a my significant other. I can come and go as I please. I don't have to cook if I don't want to. Clothes I wash are mine. I don't have to listen to BS.
Where my drawers at?
Yeah. I don't have to worry about, you know, one thing is when um, when I learned something in a relationship I was in before, and I always had this uh, thing about me with men where I didn't trust them,
Mm-hmm.
and there was always this wall built up.
Well,
But
where
then,
did that come from?
um, from
I'm
being
sorry, I didn't mean to
on,
yawn.
that's okay. I get it all the
Get
time.
your shit together. I told
Late.
you at the beginning of the show. I told you, get it together. Go ahead, Miss Yvonne. I apologize.
But it was from being cheated on, being lied to. I couldn't. I really couldn't. Every guy I met, he could tell me the sky was blue, and I'd have to look up and say,
To make
"Really?
sure.
Yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one that one relationship I was in, I went in and I really found out what a true relationship was.
Good.
You know, if he told me the sky was pink, I'd say, okay, baby. He could be talking to his ex-wife and baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the conversation, he said, okay, well, yeah, okay, well, yeah, I love you too. Didn't bother me.
Mm. Okay.
I want, and I had to sit back and I'm like, wait a minute,
What the hell is he doing to you?
huh?
Like, what the hell is he doing to me?
Yeah, I really did. But that was just how much trust
Yeah.
I had in him because, it was like I was saying that it was, if he wanted to be with them, he wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah.
So, and I think
Yeah.
that's the type of relationship I'm looking for now. And I can't find it. So that part is I don't have to deal with the mistrust in a man.
So did you get that mistrust from him? Like, is that what ended that relationship?
That wasn't what ended the relationship.
But there was no outside of the relationship activity.
Him stepping out on me, no.
Yeah. Okay.
So is it the mistrust that makes you okay with being single? Or is it just that you're
Well,
okay with you and who you are and what you do that makes it okay?
yeah, I'm okay with me. I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay
Mm-hmm.
with. I mean, do I get lonely at night? Yeah. Do I want? What's that? There's a part in this song, Boomerang.
Mm-hmm.
Which one I'm talking about? Where it
Mm-hmm.
says 6 o'clock in the morning, she gets, she get hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2 o'clock in the morning, I get hungry. But because 6 o'clock, I'm trying to get my ass up and get ready for work.
Going to work.
Exactly. But then,
Oh my God.
yeah, that part I miss, and I miss having that, that hard body next to me. But I'm okay with myself. I'm okay with not wanting to settle for somebody that I feel is not good for me
Yeah.
or may not be good to me.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, with just how young my kids are. So it's kind of like giving me, because I know a lot of people will say, like, or they feel like I'm a good father. But to be honest with you, I feel like I've become a better father to them because all of my focus goes to them now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm not dividing certain things. It's like I'm giving them all of my attention. Now, I might not see them all the time, but at the same time, when I see them, we fully engage. It's hugs, it's kisses, it's talks, it's everything. And it's one of those things that I know that has to be consistent because, you know, you have to do your homework and you have to keep your ears open to all the situations that you hear, people growing up in single homes or how kids turn out because of certain situations. So my thing is, I'm trying to do the best that I can to make sure that they at least know that they are always loved and that the communication is there as far as not being their fault if they ever do start to ask questions and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's one of those things right now where I can honestly say it's been nice because all of my love and my attention goes to my kids. And if you know me, you know my kids are my world. So I love this part. So
Well, my kids are not little. My kids are, older, but as they were growing, my attention, a lot, a lot of my attention. I can't say all because I was kind of misguided for a while there, but I mean they are my everything.
yeah.
So it's and but I know that there's more to me than them. That more me. How do you say this?
Oh, girl.
There's
I don't know. It's more.
there's more to life.
Hold on, real quick. It's more.
My gosh.
It's more to life than just my kids.
Yeah.
Right.
I've always known a lot of parents, single parents or parents. They feel like they've got to devote all this time to their kids, and then once they get grown, it's like they don't want to let go.
Yeah.
But you've got to. We all have to learn how to separate because one day the kids are going to be grown and gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're going to leave you by yourself.
And don't be one of them sorry ass parents that be all involved in your kids' lives and messing up their marriages.
That's why I got a dog.
So Tony, because you ain't gonna get off the hook with this.
Well, before you start, I have to say hellos to some people. Do you mind?
Look, you see that, Yvonne? Go ahead, Tony.
No, I do have to. I have to say hello to. Oh my gosh, Alan Struther and I have been friends since junior high school. So I have to say hello to the author, Alan Struther. So hi,
welcome,
Alan.
Sir.
What?
I said welcome.
Oh, and also
I say something legit, and you still got something to say. Welcome, Alan. It's great to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us. Jeez, this is how these ladies treat me every single week. You'll get used to it, though. Don't worry about it. Pray for me.
What's up, Miss Polk? Good to see you.
What's up, young lady? That's my daughter-in-law.
What up?
I'm sorry. I'm sleepy.
Are we boring you, Tony?
No,
I've been up since 4:00. Right? I got up and it's like I couldn't go back to sleep to get up at 5:30.
Yeah.
And I've just been up forever and I haven't stopped. And this is the first time I've actually sat and I can actually have a conversation and not have all these moving parts going on. And
yeah. Well, let's have that conversation about what you feel about being single while you're dancing around it.
Yes.
I don't mind being single. And I think that is why, because when Yvonne was talking about, knowing what a relationship is and being in a relationship and sometimes being lonely or whatever, I mean, I get all of that. I don't have a problem with being single until like all the pieces stop moving, 2:00
in the
Explain that.
And what I mean by that is that I keep myself so busy that I don't think about it.
That makes sense.
So like when we take when we go out on hiatus, and we take our breaks from these shows, I come home and I'm like, what the fuck do I do now?
She like, shoot, I don't know what to do with myself.
Serious. And it fucking bores me. It bores me. And that's the only time that I can say I think about being in a relationship or having someone to date and, that kind of thing. Because I keep so busy that I don't have, or I'm not going to say I don't make sufficient time to date. So, I mean, I know and I realize what it is for me. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I don't make enough time to date. So by the time we do go out on hiatus, if I'm trying to find somebody, I got to find somebody within a 2-month span.
well, this is my thing. This is actually for you and Yvonne. So my thing is both of you guys have said, you have those times where you feel like that. Yeah. But from Yvonne's standpoint, it seems like more so the guard is up, the wall is up. So she's not really so willing to let someone in. And I don't know if you actually feel the same way.
No.
That's not what she said.
No, I'm not saying that's what she said. But what I'm saying is, because see, one thing you have to say is women say one thing and show another. So you can say,
so do men.
Huh?
So do men.
I thought we were talking about women right now, and I was talking. See, fellas, that's how I shut that down right there. So you want to let me finish what I was saying, woman?
Don't just focus on women. Men do the same thing.
Okay, so let me tell you something. When I come back around and I start talking about men, that's when we'll discuss that. Right now, we're talking about women.
Go on.
So, as I was saying, women sometimes will say something and then show something else. So they'll say, oh yeah, I'm happy being single. And yeah, I don't have to deal with no crap and blah, 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 blah. But then give attitude to every single man. And to be honest with you, a lot of the times when they're giving those attitudes, it's because there's a part of them that's not happy. And at the same time, they confuse within themselves because they don't know if they really want to be in a relationship or not, because they're scared. So what I'm saying is,
well, let's call out what it is, because like you said, they are scared.
Yeah. So that's why I said the wall. It's not that I'm saying you don't want to be with somebody, but you're not as open to invite it. So my thing is, if you know that you do have these moments, why go so long without a date or trying to date?
Okay, are you asking that question to me or to you?
Yeah, it's an open question for you both. Like, why go so long?
Okay, well, I'll answer that. You can
go without the attitude, but without the attitude.
Go after. Okay. Now, I didn't say I don't date.
Look at this attitude.
That's right.
You know she's black.
See, I can do that next too. I didn't say I don't date.
Yeah, I know you can.
And but my thing is that I date, and I do go out to meet men.
Okay, good for you. Okay.
But I do date.
Good for you. Okay.
Now, dating and going further are two different things, because on that second, especially that second date, you find out if that's the one that you want to really be with, or try to, make something out of.
No, I can understand that. You get a better picture.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So usually after
look at that.
Don't call me no more.
Right. So what you're saying is they expose themselves a little too much within that second day.
Yes. And like I said before, I repeat, I don't settle. I am not going to settle. So if that means that I'm going to my grave single, then so be it.
But let me ask you a question. When you say settle, what do you mean by that? Like they're trying to change you? That's a good question. Or are you saying like there are certain things you're just like, what are the things that you're seeing that you're just like, I'm not willing to put up with it?
Right.
Okay. So
that are deal breakers, total deal breakers.
Yes.
Okay. So,
fucked up. You know it's gonna get some bullshit.
No, fucked up.
And after Yvonne makes that response, I do want to read this comment from Alan. Okay. I can't put it up, Alan, because you wrote so much. I know you're an author. You're used to writing. I can't put it up because it's too much.
So he's trying to write a book?
Write a book on your own show.
But, a deal breaker is if I can't go, if the guy and I are out at dinner or something, and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to think, okay, so what do I say next? And I'm trying to pull conversation out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, well, I get, to me, he's not into me. If we can't sit there and have a conversation, and when I mean a conversation, it's like I'm talking and he's talking at the same time, and we're both, our minds are clicking. I want somebody that's going to intellectually challenge me.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't need somebody where I've got to hold a conversation, or I ask, uh, I use a big word. What that is? What that means?
First of all,
No,
we're gonna stop this conversation right now. Because
that's
No,
we
we're
didn't
not.
tell
you know
we
what? We're
didn't
gonna
tell
stop
you to pick
right
up the
now.
brother from in front of the
No,
liquor store. You picked him up yourself.
But you'd be
If
surprised.
that brother's
No,
not educated,
no,
but see, that's the whole
no.
thing.
But
That's the
I'm
whole
joking
thing
though.
with me.
But I'm
That's the
joking
exact
though.
same thing. But it's important. It's valid.
But let me explain
Because
something to you that you ladies don't pay attention to. You are stronger than most women, and sometimes your demeanor can maybe be a little intimidating as far
and you know
as
what? And I thought about that too.
yeah,
I
I
thought
because
have
of that
I
too.
considered that.
sometimes the way you might
So
be carrying yourself within that day,
Oh,
they
wait
might.
a minute.
I'm not
Hold on.
complaining.
Hold on. Hold on.
Mhm.
Why should anyone dumb down? I mean, I refuse to dumb down
You ready? You
because
ready to you ready to
can't,
find out why? You ready
look.
to find out why?
I'm gonna make it real plain,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
Because if I say, for instance, I walk in the store or wherever I
Mm-hmm.
might be, I
Mm-hmm.
see a brother, he sees me, we make this connection, the fireworks boom, right?
Right.
And then we, maybe exchange numbers. It goes further that we, get together, we sit there, we have dinner. This is where I connect with Yvonne on this.
Okay.
If I can't have an intelligent conversation with you,
Mm-hmm.
and there is some semblance of intelligence, if that is missing, I'm going to get up and walk the fuck out. I can't. You've got to be able to challenge me. I love to be challenged. I love to talk about things that I can hold a conversation with that winds up to be even debates.
Right.
It tells me your strength
Right.
intellectually. And if you can't show me that, there ain't shit you can do for me.
But
Now,
watch this. But watch this.
Hold on one
Okay.
second.
Go ahead.
Now, the other thing is that I know that I'm somewhat intelligent, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We sit here and do like tons of shows. We cover tons of different subject matters. So that means that we read up on shit.
Exactly.
So I think all of us are intellectually in depth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, there's one thing that you can have some intelligence and some intellectualism about yourself, but you also have to have somewhat of a sense of humor, because I have a quirky sense of humor.
Yeah.
And if you can't be here with me on a conversation, then meet me halfway and damn have a sense of humor. Do something.
Okay, so just to stop you, because see, Yvonne said a second date. So at the end of the day, I don't think that you can really find too much before that second date. Like I said, people have to get comfortable with each other. So my thing is for you, how long are you willing to see if a man is going to ever open up and be that comfortable to give you that type of conversation?
But you know what? That's the man's problem to me.
Here we go. She done took it right straight to the man that didn't answer the question.
Because look, it's not about being comfortable with me or him. It's about being comfortable with yourself.
Okay.
I can sit and have a
right.
conversation with anybody. I don't give a shit who they are, where they're from. People that know me, they know that about me.
Right.
And I don't dumb down for nobody. I'm not going to say, oh, well, maybe he'll, say something on the second date. Bullshit. If you didn't say nothing on the first date, you've lost me. I bore very easy. Very easy.
Thank you.
So, am I right, Yvonne?
Yes.
Yvonne knows me.
But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, You said, oh yeah, if I got to carry the conversation, well, obviously the conversation ain't that damn good if he can't give you nothing back.
Bullshit.
Who's to say that your conversation was all that?
My conversation
wasn't
always on hit. It's always on point.
You know what? I can start a conversation on just about any topic.
Anything.
And look at this.
It's like anything. It's a lead-in. Yeah. And you expect, and I mean, I expect him to do the same thing with me. If it's a little lag in the conversation, then he lead in.
Well, watch this. Watch this. Shame on both of you. Shame on both of you. And I'll tell you why I say that. Because at the end of the day, at this stage, you done seen how men operate. So you can tell a strong man from a weak man the moment you meet him. So if you're meeting a man and he does not know how to present himself on that day, that means you judge wrong. So don't blame him.
Exactly.
You picked wrong.
Nobody's debating that.
Y'all saying
that. There's no second date.
He just want to hear us say he's right. Okay, damn it.
Right. Thank you. Damn it. Because all I heard you say was, well, men do this and men do this. And you were saying, why should I have to dummy down and all this kind of stuff? Well, I'll be honest with you. Most men are put in that situation where they have to dummy down first, too. We got to lay all our cards out on the table. Let me explain to you, because y'all women got it so damn easy.
That he meant that if he has to dummy down, then that's the one.
Okay, let me explain that so you can understand exactly what I'm saying. Let me explain, Yvonne. Let me explain.
Got in her head.
So when I say that, what I'm saying is that most men got to come to you. Y'all women got it so damn easy, it ain't even funny. The moment we meet you, we got to lay all our cards on the table. Yeah, where do you work? I work here. I live. Do you live with your mom? No, I don't live with my mom. Do you have kids? No. We got to lay out every damn thing in the world before we can even talk to you. But let me explain something to you. While y'all be sitting there grilling us, asking all these questions, wondering what the hell is going on with us, we don't even know if your goddamn credit score is good.
Well, I just said, and we don't have to do that either. We need to be able to prove ourselves just as well. And I can understand a man who would say, well, her shit's kind of fucked up, so let me go ahead and skate out.
But we normally don't get that off the back because we're too busy trying to impress you to get you.
No, y'all trying to get some ass.
Hey, whatever it is. Bottom line is what I said they too busy trying to do. I didn't say what the end goal was.
That goes both ways. We're trying to impress you guys.
Right.
Since when?
Since forever.
All y'all have to do is get dressed and look good. Bottom line is most dummies
part right there. We are trying to impress you, men.
Most dummies will talk to anything that look nice. They won't even check for the brains. Won't even check to understand what's going on in their personal life. Will stick their thing in anything because it looks good.
And that's why they can't hold a freaking conversation.
Yeah, but they can get some. Anyways.
And they probably can't do that.
Look, that's why I said, but they can at least get some. Anyways. But all I'm saying is, and it's one of those things that me as a man, I try to explain to more men nowadays, stop giving women too much power. Y'all have way too much power in this. And I'm going to explain it because it's not to take away from you. It's not to demean you. It's not for men to not be gentlemen towards you. But what it is for men to more value themselves first before they try to put all this value into you. If they don't value themselves, there's nothing they can give you. So what I try to do is get men to more so understand, respect yourself. So if you go up to a woman right now and you say, hey, I think you're beautiful, and, I would love to get your number, maybe we can go out and, I can get to know you better. And she gives you any type of attitude and all that kind of stuff. Let me explain something to you, fellas. If you have a good job, you have your stuff together, you don't have no issues going on in your life, why the hell would you put up with that? It's a whole lot more women out there that you can talk to versus trying to work to get this woman that you know nothing about.
I agree, but however, it works the same way on the other side.
But see, y'all keep trying to do this back and forth. I'm not trying to do men versus women.
No,
I'm trying to tell you.
we do the same thing, because women need to understand that they don't necessarily have to be out here on the hunt for someone of what he has.
No, let's just keep it real. Women need to stop giving up the box so much so a man can respect them. How about we keep it real with that?
That's what I'm trying to get to, but you don't let me get there. God damn it!
I'm sorry, Tony. Go ahead, Tony. See, let me go in and explain to you. See, as a real man, I can carry a conversation with you. I can keep going. See, I like that back and forth. See, you like it too. That's why you rolled your eyes. But at the end of the day, see, that's what I can do for you.
Are you trying to sell yourself?
Girl, I don't got to sell nothing. I'm up here. Look, I might buy you if I choose to.
You might do what?
I might buy you if I choose to. I'm not for sale.
You might.
No, not buy you. Not buy you. Oh. As a metaphor, I'm not for sale. I might buy you if I choose to. Got to have self-confidence.
So what is it going to take, Yvonne? I can't even talk to Chris right now. What is it going to take?
I want to know what the book Alan wrote.
Look, funny thing is she talked about how a man can't hold a conversation. Now she's saying she can't talk to me. So it looks like we ain't going on a second date. You done got your ass out of a second date. No supersize for you next time.
So let me go back to Alan's, one of his comments. He says, people are afraid to lie and afraid to be honest. How can you have a relationship in that frame of mind? Yes. I adore women, but since being single for 6 years, I have dated literally on rare occasion.
I can understand.
Prior to that, he says, times have changed so much. There is such a large void between men and women now. Many people seem to have lost sight of the position they should be in. Women don't realize that men need some of the very things they do. Mm-hmm. Men don't realize that most women want a man who can be a good partner and a good leader.
I agree.
I agree 100%.
I agree.
And see, and that's another thing.
Hi, Yolanda. I'm sorry.
That's another thing.
Black shows. Hi, Yolanda.
I am a strong-willed woman. Mm-hmm. I am kind of controlling, just a little bit.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Sorry.
So I need what I look for in a man is somebody that I cannot control. Mm-hmm. And because I don't want to wear the pants. If I get with a man, I don't want to wear the
pants. Man lead.
Let the man lead.
Okay, so
I want him. I want the man that's gonna walk on the side, on the curbside. Mm-hmm. I want the man that's gonna open that door for me. I want that man that's gonna pull my chair out. If it's raining, he's gonna take his jacket off and put it over my head, over our head, and we're gonna walk through the rain.
Okay.
See,
I want somebody. He asked me, baby, where you want to eat tonight? I don't know. What do you think? What do you have?
But see,
I don't want to make all these decisions.
I gotta say it for what it is.
For so long.
Yeah.
But I have to say it for what it is though. Like, and I understand that. But see, the problem is most women have gotten so strong and they believe in all those same values that they want for their relationships too. But I'm here today to tell you, if you want a man that will do all that things, like you said, shut your mouth. Stop talking so much. Don't always have to be so strong to where you feel like you have to have the last word. This is in reference to a lot of strong women. See, y'all take it too personal. It's not a personal thing.
I'm just trying to interject. Okay? And the only reason why I choose to interject on that is because when, say for instance, with me and Yvonne, we've been single for a long time, right? Mm-hmm. We have been the providers for our children for
a long time.
Okay. And that is not our duty to be a provider if we have that's not the way it's written.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about more of the being a provider part. I was more so saying, okay, so let's just look at it like this. Tony, you and
And
I know each other based off of seeing each other every single week. But at the end of the day, if we were to say, let's have a relationship, we would have to compromise based off of who I am, based off of who you are. So
And
what that means is Tony don't just get to be Tony because Tony has always been Tony. Tony has got to learn who Chris is to make adjustments to be more comparable for Chris, as Chris needs to do the same for Tony
there
for the
you
relationships to work. So
and
what I'm
hold on.
uh-huh.
I was trying to make a point before you
Oh,
interjected and cut me off
I swear
because I was trying to go there. Okay. I think we're basically
Here
saying
we
the
go.
same things. We're trying to
Mhm.
say the same thing. Stop it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you.
No, I'm listening. I've been doing well all night.
But the thing is that I have to agree.
Yeah.
Women, we don't know how, like Alan had wrote in his comment, women have lost, I think, place as to what their place is
Right.
as a woman, because we've had to carry the burden of responsibility in so many different areas. And those are not supposed to be what we're supposed to be as women. We're
But you've
not
accepted that role, though.
sole provider, for a family. We're not supposed to be all of that.
But you've accepted those roles more within this
Right.
generation.
Accepted them.
Yeah.
However, like in my case, and I'm sure I can speak for Yvonne, if by chance a relationship does come about, okay, I understand my role as a woman. I like being soft. I like for my man to take the lead. I like for my man to make decisions and tell, girl, you better go somewhere and sit your ass down because you are just way too much.
Thank you.
Do this for me because, yes, I need to know he is a man. He is taking his place in his role. And that's okay.
But I do want to reference the point that he had to tell you to sit your ass down to
There's
get you to
nothing
pay
wrong with
attention.
that.
To get you to pay attention. He literally has to talk to you like that to get you
No,
to shut down.
But then,
literally talk to me like that, but I know from a look if I've gone too far.
Bottom line is I'm only using the words that you said. And all I'm saying is,
What
and,
you're
and,
saying,
and
but I
Yvonne,
want you to
you was
try
in the
and hear me.
background cheerleading too.
that's right.
Yeah.
But she's using
Yeah,
that
tell
as
that
a
man to tell
reference.
me to sit my ass down. What?
She's using that as a reference, not as something.
Not literally.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that those words came out of your mouth. You want a dominant man to have to be able to put you in your place sometime. Now, what
Yeah.
I'm explaining to you, but you keep trying to defend it, is
Hold
that if a man has to literally do all of that, then what does that mean you've been doing? That means you're stepping out of line to where he has to do
It's
that,
not
correct?
that I'm out of line. Look, I already know who I am.
Look, here we go.
I'm very opinionated.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And I'm not saying it's okay. I'm
There's
just
a place and a
I am.
time for it.
Exactly. But then he would have to be a strong man to understand that I'm opinionated. And I'd have to understand my place to know how far to go.
Okay. So I'm not saying this to y'all because all y'all gonna do is come back and keep fighting. So to the rest of y'all ladies back there, shut the hell up. If you want a man that you want to hold your hand and be that gentleman, stop talking so damn much. You talk too much. That's why a man don't want to do it. He feel like you got the same muscles as him. So at the end of the day, he like, well, shoot, if you got it, shoot, I'm gonna let you get it. And those are some of those weak men that you continue to run across. But it's because you keep doing that. So stop doing that. Take the back seat sometimes. Allow your man to fill that void. If he doesn't do it, then I get it. And I understand why you have to step up.
But if you can find one, then that's it's okay. But that's the problem is finding one.
Yeah. Nah, and I'll be honest. There's a lot of bad ones out there, and you know, bad men. And I will state it, bad men.
The way it is now, they're either, and I have no issue with the gay communities, but it's so many men now that have come out of the closet. There are so many that have that's. I mean, it's like, okay, you see a guy walking down, and he's got the skinny jeans on. First thing you wonder, is he straight or gay?
Yeah.
You know, so you don't know who to approach.
Well, and what was interesting, and I was looking at something the other day, and I never would have guessed this, but they were saying more men are actually trying all different type of things as far as messing with men and women to actually see what they like, and I never would have guessed that, but that's crazy
Yeah.
because before back in the day, you would have look at this.
1
shit.
second.
So look, back in the day, you would have had those situations where you would have said a woman made those comments. Yeah, I tried it in college, but now you can have men actually saying the same things now, and that's pretty scary.
It is.
Okay, so I've got Jacqueline on the line. Jacqueline, go ahead.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Hey, Jackie.
We're doing. So what do you have to say, Jacqueline?
Well, definitely, you know, it's one of those things, because I know way back, I know you were asking just simply the question, you know, are you happy being single? I mean, when I said it yes and no, I mean, yes to speak about, yeah, because you have the freedom to do what you please and don't have to, you know, have to really answer to anyone. But, you know, sometimes it does get lonely.
Lonely.
It's a little lonely. You want to, you know, hopefully one day you will have that special someone.
Right.
But it's just one of them things. It got to be the right someone.
Yeah.
I agree.
Be the right someone. I'm at a place in my life. It just can't be anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm lying. And definitely just some things that Chris has stated that definitely I can concur and agree with, because just as a whole, just for me, I know having to make changes in my life is to like quit thinking, because the feminist movement didn't do us any favors.
Right.
It definitely did.
Any favors.
You're right.
And we've forgotten, you know, we are guilty of taking too much of the man role on.
Mm-hmm.
And we've forgotten how to be woman.
Right. I agree with that.
And it's something that, I mean, I had to check in my life.
Right.
I had to look at Jacqueline Christ and be like, you know what, you got some mannish ways. You're going to have to back down, you know, and really just get back to, you know, being women.
Being womanly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come through.
Right.
That come through the men.
Right.
And we all walking around confused.
Yeah. You're right, Jacqueline. Thank you so much. So you guys agree with that?
I do. But one of the things that's sad to me is to hear her have to say, like, you know, I've had to back down. And even hearing you ladies say the same thing, because, you know, you become strong women and you molded yourself and built yourself up to this point. And then there are not a lot of strong men that know how to deal with that. So it forces you to have to do something different. And you know, like I said, I'm sad for that, because like I said, not only within the confusion of you guys feeling like you needed to step up and carry yourself in this in this way, but also for men to feel like they can take that back seat and act that way and be okay with that. You know, it's really sad, and it's one of those things that I don't think will ever change, because with the way social media is working nowadays, it's kind of like everything is equal. Everybody has their own, like, you have to pay for this or he pays. It's just there's a lot of confusion out here now.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's going to change. And if it does, it won't be anytime soon, because I think we've gotten so far in deep with it. We're too ingrained with it to now all of a sudden now everything is going to go back to, you know, of course, the way it used to be, you know, Ozzie and Harriet days or some crap like that. But I think that it's too ingrained. It's way too ingrained now. It's nothing we can do but try to fix ourselves in the time being.
That's right.
Hopefully then with those are coming up behind us, whether it be, you know, the neighbors' kids or our children, our grandchildren, whoever, hopefully some of what we do to change ourselves and to remold ourselves into the gender that we're supposed to be,
yeah,
then that's when we'll start to see that, okay, now it's starting to shift. But in, I think, our lifetime, I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, and I'll be honest, and I asked somebody this the other day, another man this the other day, what do you want out of life? And he really couldn't answer it. And then I started asking him, like, well, what do you want from a woman in a relationship? Like, what do you need? And he really couldn't answer that. And it's one of those things where it's kind of like, I think a lot of people in society nowadays just don't know what they want because they don't stop and just actually ask themselves, what do I need? What will make me happy? And until you can figure that out, you really don't know what you should and shouldn't accept. So, like you said, Tony, it's one of those things where you need to start asking yourself those questions. What do I like? What makes me happy? What are deal breakers for me? What am I expecting? What am I willing to put up with? Like, if you never figure those things out, then you're never going to understand what's going to happen within your life down the line. So I think more people just need to start focusing more, like you said, because you just said it, more within themselves and actually ask themselves those questions to get more clarification on who they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
They agreed with me. Damn.
You finally said something to agree.
Hey, look. The show must be over if they actually agree with me.
But I want us to address one last comment coming from Yolanda Lee. What's going on, Miss Yolanda Lee? I haven't seen you forever.
Hey, girl.
Oh, you know what? And also, I forgot to say hello to Kanoa. She came on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Kanoa.
Good to see her too. And you know what, Kanoa and Yolanda's comment are really, really similar. Really similar. Okay. But Yolanda says that she's been single for a long time. Mm-hmm. And there are so many men who are out there on the down low.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah. It's 100% true. Yeah. It's 100% true.
It's messing us up. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's past our time, you guys. Oh, Alan, why are you going write a comment?
A comment or a book?
Oh my gosh. No, he wrote a comment. I could actually put it up. So he says, many people are so busy listening to other folks' wants, they lose sight of their own needs. Thumbs up on that one.
I agree. And they also are paying attention to other people's lives that they think that it becomes one of their needs.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, great show, you guys. Even Jacqueline says great show.
Thank you.
Jacqueline.
Well, I've had fun. This was fun.
This was fun. You know, being attacked all night pretty much and still coming out feeling good.
Saying all the wrong
things. Know what? Here he goes with that victimization shit.
Let me explain something to you. I told you when you get confidence, when you get confidence, you ain't never a victim of no situation. You stand strong, boo-boo. That's for all y'all ladies.
Well, maybe you need to dumb me down.
Okay. Okay, look, here we go. Okay, Yolanda, you're right. I'm sorry.
Who's Yolanda?
Yvonne. Reading that last comment got me messing up your name. Fellas, that's what you never do. You learn something from tonight. You don't ever call no other woman no other name.
You know it's bad when you call a woman out of her name and you're awake.
Right? Look, but the dumb thing was I said it like I was confident too. Like,
yeah, go look at me like.
And she looking at me like, I don't even know who the hell you talking about.
Oh my God.
Come on, let's wrap this up. I'm a little embarrassed.
Ooh, you should be. Shit, now you want to wrap it up? You talk all this crap any other time. Now you want to wrap it up.
Hurry up. Come on, I don't know what you waiting on.
Oh my God. All right. So Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We did enjoy doing this show for you tonight. I'm really hoping that you had gotten something out of it and that you had some takeaways for tonight, because being single, I tell you, it's work too. It is work too. So
a lot of bullshit that come with it.
So we really do hope that you enjoyed tonight's show. Again, you can always tune in here to Hot Topics Talk Radio TV with me, Yvonne Baker, and that guy, Chris Smith.
It was disrespectful all night.
We call him KV because we love him. So come on back every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, 10 o'clock Central, and 11 on the East Coast. Make sure that you follow us here on Facebook under Hot Topics Talk Radio, and catch up on past shows by going to our website at hottopictalkradio.com, or tune into YouTube by going to Hot Topics Talk Radio Network. It has been a blast. And we do wish you a wonderful rest of your week and a fantastic weekend. We will see you back here next week, here on Hot Topic Talk Radio TV.
And don't feel bad. Don't feel bad for me. I'm used to this. They do this to me every week, so I will be okay tomorrow, okay? Pray for these ladies, because I understand.
And pray that he get my name right next time.
Look, I ain't got nothing to say on that. Yvonne, you win. You win.
Oh my God.
You win. You win. I look, taking the bow out on this one. You win.
All right. So we will see you back here next week. Chris, are you doing your after show wrap up?
Yes, I am. And
good.
I can't wait to tell the world about how I was treated tonight. So
are you serious?
Stay tuned. Coming to you within the next minute. So please log on to my Facebook. Have a lot to talk about. Good night, Yolanda. Yvonne. Good night, Tony.
So catch Chris for his after show wrap up. Go to Chris Smith on Facebook. We will see you guys back here next week on Wednesday night. You guys have a good weekend. Talk to you soon. We love you.
See you later. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Love you, ladies.
Love you too.
Hot Topics Talk Radio TV. We are now clear. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And I'm really hoping that you have a wonderful rest of your week and a fantastic weekend. Always keep the path of God's footsteps. Walk in his light. Blessings to you all. Good night, everybody.